Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. Happy Friday, happy Black Friday. It's Black Friday today, the day after Thanksgiving. Today we're doing something big, and this is easily the biggest build that I think I've done on the channel. I'm building the Deagostini Collectibles release and build the 1/6 scale Ford Mustang GT500. Now, I'm making no apologies for the amount of times I'm going to be using big at the moment, because I have built a Ford Mustang before, but 1/8 scale. And when I look at some of these parts that you've got for the 1/6 scale, they're massive. So I will use my head as a guide today so you can see how big they are. But talking about big to start off with, it does come with some prints. And look how big they are. So I haven't opened these yet, so let's have a look what we've got. These are really nice. Check this out. So we've got that one there. Don't know how many prints we got. It looks like 3. Could be 2. No, it's 3. That one there. I like that. And then finally, that one there. And I'm guessing that's one of the free gifts that actually come in this build. Now, if you want to get this for yourself, I have put a link in the video description. There's also a QR code on the screen there that lets the folks over at Deagostini Collectibles know that you come from the World of Wayne site. You can order that for yourself all the way from pack 1. But today we're going to be doing a door. And we're starting the seats. It looks like we're starting the engine as well. So without further ado, let's get cracking. So this is stage 3, and each stage does come with its own magazine, as you can see here. And we're going to be starting the engine. We've got the engine block here. We've got some valve covers. Not a lot to do, actually. This is what it looks like in the box. Absolutely massive. Just continue through the magazine here, looking just like that. Excellent. Now this is all metal, so because of the size of it, you can imagine how heavy this actually is. So I'm just going to get these parts out, including this massive section here, and all the other little bits that I got here. And quite simply, all I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking these valve covers here. They have got lugs just on the bottom of them, and this whole thing, I thought this was a sprue. It's just going to be inserted in there like that. And then we're going to be putting the valve cover over the top of this. That looks just like this. It's just going to go on those 2 points there. And it's held in from the underside with some of these DS01 screws. So I've got that loaded up here. Just get that screwed in. Using my PH1 screwdriver for this. I think the PH1 will be the screwdriver of choice for this whole build. Talking about how big it is. You know what? If someone could put in the comments how many times I mentioned the word big today, that would be really appreciated, because this is such a big build. Okay, be interested to see what I come out with. Again, we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So just put that in the holes. And again, this is just going to be going over the top, held in with the DS01 screws. We are going into metal, so I am using oil on this, just to help drive that screw in as hard as I can get it. But once that's in, that is all there is to do in that stage. Really heavy, but really big. That leads us swiftly on to stage 4. So let's look at the magazine again. And this time, we're going to be starting the door. This is ginormous. This is big. So lots of details to actually put on the door here. So by the end of it, it's got its wing mirror, it's got its handle, and I believe it's got its door catch as well to go in. And again, this is the rest of the magazine, looking like that. So there are lots and lots of small parts in this one, as you can see here. So when you do open this up, make sure that you have got everything in here, including parts like this. And there's also a spring here as well. So I'm just going to be putting a soft mat down, because I am going to be putting this on this side here. This is the door. Doesn't look big there, does it? But when I hold it up against my head, look at it. It's big. Okay, put that down. And the first thing I'm going to do is I've got the lock cylinder, which is this little bit here. It has got a D-shaped hole, which is just going to go into this point just here. I'm just going to see how that fits in. Not looking too bad, actually, but it is held in from the other side with a PS12 screw. I am going to have to use my smaller screwdriver on this, because these PS12 screws are really tiny. Can you see that? Okay, so take that from the other side. Just like that. Put that to one side, because I'm just going to be making the wing mirror now. So I need a few parts here. I need this part here, and I need the reflector that this is going to go into. So this has got a keyed pattern again, so it'll actually dictate what way round it goes. It's going to go in like that there. It's held in from this side with a PS09 screw. When I screw this in, make sure it's tight. Also make sure it's the right way round, so the smaller end is towards the bottom. I then have this plate to go in over the top. This is the mirror here, and I think I will try and keep the plastic on that, so I take that off as the last thing. Otherwise, again, I'm going to get fingerprints all over this. But it just fits on the two lugs that we've got in the inside there, and I have managed to keep that plastic on there, so I'll keep that on for the time being. Again, put the mat down again, bring the door over, because now I'm going to be putting the door handle on, and that just goes into this section just here, like that. And once again, from the other side, it's held in with a PS09 screw. Just into this top hole here. And that's the handle on. Now we get to take the mirror, and it's going to go in the slot at the top here, just like that. So it's fitting flush in there. And then on the other side here, that's held in with some DS13 screws that look like this. Just 2 screws on this part, so that's in. So now we have a wing mirror in place. I'll keep that on this side because we're now going to be putting the lock mechanism in. Now I have got this little flange here, which has got one lower side to the other. It's going to go over this section here. We want to position it so that it's sitting flat in there. If we had it the other way around, it would be tilted. It needs to sit quite flat. That's going to be held in, once again, with the DS13 screws. And then I've got this door catch going in, which goes in this way through the hole. And if I just rotate it round, you can see how that fits in there like that. It's so that it's visible from the other side, so I can push that in and it's going to open the door. I then need to take the actual locking mechanism. Now this is metal, which is crazy. Every time I've done this in the past, this bit's been plastic, but we've got a metal section just here. Now this section here actually goes down the channel that we've got just there. So when I put this in, it's going to be fitting in like this. And then the other end is actually going under the flange we just put in there. I just need to then keep all of that in place. So we've got a cover here just to go over the top, which fits on just like that. I'm just checking that the actual door spring works, which it does. I want to hold this in with a DS13 screw. And I've got that here. And that's in. So we have got a door mechanism which works there. And we can operate that by pressing this button here. So when I press that button, you can probably see that's moving. Excellent. And that is all there is to do in that stage. So the last stage of this pack is stage 5. Again, here's the magazine, and we're going to be creating our first seat. I'm going to show you the size of these as well. Quite a simple thing to do, this one is. So by the end of it, the back of the seat is looking just like that. And again, here is the rest of the magazine. And check how big the seat is. Just on the little camera there, it doesn't look that big. But again, holding it up against my head, it's about half the size of my head. It's big. So the first thing I want to do is take the seat and this inner frame. This is just going to be going into the inner section of this like that. And just push that into place. Now I have this blanket here that when I put this in here, press that in, it's going to be visible from the other side here. So make sure that's in flush like that. And then we can put this frame over the top of this, lining up the holes. And I'm going to be securing these holes in with PS14 screws. I've got them here. Let's get these in. So that's the 2 top ones in. I've just got the 2 bottom ones left to do. And this is what makes me laugh. You're going to love this. We've got to put a sponge just into this section here. But because of how big this actually is, the piece of material we're using is actually the material that you'd find in a car. I can tell it straight away. It's got a rubbery feel to it. It looks like foam. It's like a foam rubber sort of thing. But I've seen this in my own car, so it's crazy that they're using that. All we're going to be doing is putting this just into this gap here. And that is all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in that pack. So let's have a quick review of what we've actually done up to this point. So we've done the back of the chair. We've done the top of the engine there. We've also done the door, which is looking like this. In the last pack, we did one of these massive wheels, which again, looks like that. And then finally, right at the start of this build, we did the grille looking like this. And again, put a smile on my face at how big this actually is. But we have done absolutely loads at the moment, and it's big. If you want to get this for yourself, once again, I have put a link in the video description and a QR code on the screen. But I really hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.